Attention, culture consumers. Join me, the queen of queries, Sarah O'Connor, and my band of nerdy knights.
Colleen McMillan.
Flo Siegel.
And Anders Drew.
On Bohemian Geek Studies, where we take extremely dorky dives into our favorite fandoms, especially that Star Wars galaxy far, far away. Listen each week as we examine the stories that mean so much to us. Bohemian Geek Studies is available wherever you get your podcasts and is proudly part of the Forgotten Entertainment family.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Dave.
And join us every Thursday for a new episode of Two Player Bros, a podcast about two guys who play way too many video games. Join me and Dave as we talk about the latest in Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and VR news, previews, and reviews. We have it all, and we play it all.
And join us every other week for Post Game, where we play through and dive deep into our favorite modern classics and new releases.
That's Two Player Bros, available every Thursday wherever you get your podcast, part of the Forgotten Entertainment family.
Ladies and gentlemen, please notice that exits are conveniently located at the front and rear of this auditorium. When leaving the theater, we suggest that the exit at the front of the auditorium will allow you easier access to the parking areas. Thank you.
No, you're gross. You know you're gross.
I don't.
Oh, whoa, that's not what we do here on FC.
That's what I do.
He's adjusting himself in his car with the lights on. He doesn't even turn the light off in his car. Gremlins 2.
Don't look it up. Dads, gotta love them.
What have I done?
But whenever you're comfy.
Is it recording? All right. Why don't you shut the up? Hi, I'm Mike Field.
I'm Mike Butler.
And you're listening to the Forgotten Cinema Podcast. Each episode, we highlight a film that, for a variety of reasons, was forgotten by audiences. Whether it's because a more popular movie was released at the same time, or the movie simply didn't catch on with an audience in its initial run. We'll discuss what we love about the movie, or perhaps don't love about it, but we'll always recommend you revisit it. If you enjoy our podcast, please rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to this podcast right now. Although I don't think you can review on Spotify, so it's just a rate, right?
It's just a rate, I believe.
So hey, what's up?
Oh, you've done that 50 times.
That's right. I should have said that. Welcome to the 100th episode of Forgotten. Don't do it.
Woo!
You
told you I was going to do it.
I know you did. So yes, I can't. I don't know if you want to take time now to discuss, the unbelievable nature of having 100 episodes staring at each other.
We've done it.
We have. We're done.
We've tolerated each other for 100 episods.
Well, I mean,
semi-tolerated.
Yeah. So I'm very. I mean, I don't know. It's 100 episodes. That's a lot.
I'm proud of us.
You edited 100 episodes.
Oh my God, I did episode. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Not at this moment. You right now you're at 92, but
right, because
we're 8, not 10 because of holidays.
Well, no, because there's also the one episode we're not using.
Oh, right. So yeah. So I don't know. What do you have? What are your thoughts about being 100 episodes in, Butler? What are they?
Well, I'm proud of us for sticking to it. We've missed 1 week. We thought it would be a good idea to take off July 4th, our first year.
Yep.
And we shouldn't have.
Yep.
There was no need for that. But other than that, I mean, we've come out every week. We record. We're ahead of time. This is a little bit of a back padding thing, but I'm proud that we stuck with it.
Oh.
We've upgraded our microphones. We got extra foam on the wall, soundproofing.
My wall, not your wall. Yeah.
I said the wall.
I know.
We stuck to our guns, and I'm proud of us.
This is funny because you're always negative. Like you are Mr. Negative.
Oh, yeah.
You complain about everything. We need to do this. We need to do that. And I'm always telling you, like, it's fine. We'll just keep going. We're good. I think I remember when we've talked about this before, but when people were always to start something, whether it's a podcast or writing or a film, whatever, doing a short film, they always talk about doing it. And it's like, just do it. Just start.
Right.
And, if we were sitting around and when we didn't just do it, like when our first episode was The Burbs, which we were doing in my dining room upstairs with no soundproofing.
Oh yeah, super echoey.
Right. And to the point where like we had to do if you ever listen to our first episode, we have a little disclaimer in the beginning where we're like, listen, we didn't know. We were like, and that was for a couple episodes that were like that, right? They were a little echoey because we were up there for a little bit.
We were up there. We were doing like small tests of what it sounded like, but we were just going for it.
But that's the whole point. Like the process of listening to a show or following along with, hopefully you've been following along with us for a while, or see how far we've come in terms of even the format of the show. Like we had a specific format that we were going to do for the show. And now,
where we stuck to the paper.
Yeah.
Like, all right, now it's time for this.
Yeah. And it would just became like, no, the show's a lot better. Like we figured it out and we're still figuring it out. We're trying to get into more video but keep this podcast as the base. And we've obviously joined formed for Forgotten Entertainment and, brought on other podcasts, brought on other people and just, collaborating with a bunch of people and stuff like that and being guests on other shows. And, I know that I think the pandemic has kind of stilted our ability to bring guests on our show.
Right.
But that is definitely something in the future that we want to do. We don't want it to just be me and you staring at each other while those, like the original recipe kind of thing. Like we do want to have guests on the show that have their suggestions.
You don't like, you're going to still stare at me.
No, I got you. We'll always be looking for it. But yeah, so I don't know. I guess here's to 100 more, hopefully, or at least 100 more successful ones.
Here's to 1,000 more.
Okay, relax. Right? This is not my whole life going to be doing this.
That's right.
Oh boy.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, so now that we got that over with, let's get into.
How long do I have at the nursing home? Yeah, I'll take some time to see Field.
I'm not going to nursing home.
Wake up, you still. Oh yeah. No. Your kids are going to decide that.
No, they're not. I will make sure that does not happen. Trust me. The stubborn live long enough, so I will just get angrier and more stubborn. That's how that's going to work.
Hey, Phil, you want to record? I don't fucking want to record.
Movies, they stink.
All right, well, we're going to talk about this stupid movie then, all right?
These movies aren't they used to make movies back in the 80s.
Eat your applesauce and do the summary.
God, I hate applesauce. All right.
What?
I'm not a fan. It's okay.
You're a fool.
Oh, come on. Does anybody really?
I love applesauce.
Really? Because I've seen you eat applesauce the amount of time I've known you. Never.
Well,
I've never seen you eat applesauce.
I'm bringing it to work and eating applesauce.
Well, if you love it so much, you'd think you'd have it with you.
I eat it with most of my dinners.
Really?
Yeah.
Like you have a steak and there's a side of applesauce?
Not really steak. Salmon, applesauce. Hot dogs, applesauce.
Ew, hot dogs hold on.
Kielbasa,
hot dogs and applesauce?
Not like,
what is that?
I'm not pouring it on it like ketchup.
Well, I don't know now.
Although sometimes I do dip
Ew, but
applesauce and kielbasa, applesauce and hot dog, whatever.
Disgusting.
You're disgusting.
No, that's disgusting.
It's a sweet and savory kind of thing.
That's disgusting.
Hot dogs are disgusting. Although I do like them.
Well, I don't eat meat, so yeah, there you go. I like fake hot dogs. I'll have some fake hot dogs, but not
fake kielbasa.
I don't. Do they make that?
Faux basa?
I don't know. We're off the rails here. All right, let's get into the show. Let's get into what people is. They don't give a shit about any of that stuff. So let's get into the movie we're doing this week for our 100th episode, which just seems like a weird movie to do for a 100th episode. We are doing, Mike, what are we doing?
Popstar. Never stop. Never stop.
Now, this is your pick.
Yes.
Okay. Well, tell everyone what it's about, and then I guess get into the facts.
All right. When his new album fails to sell records, pop and rap superstar Connor For Real goes into a major tailspin and watches his celebrity high life begin to collapse. He'll try anything to bounce back, anything except reuniting with his old rap group, The Style Boys. That's boys with a Z.
Was that it?
That's it.
Oh, okay. I think it's pretty clear why this is forgotten, but anyways, Popstar, Never Stop. I'm going to say Popstar. I'm not saying the whole title. Popstar runs around time of 87 minutes, which is something I always like for a comedy. It's rated R. Production budget of $20 million. Release date was June 3rd, 2016. So almost 5 years ago, excuse me. Opening weekend, it did 4.7 million. Domestic 9.6, and then worldwide 9.6, but it made like maybe 50,000 more, something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is considered a box office bomb.
Right, I can see that.
All right. Production company Perfect World Pictures, Apatow Company, and The Lonely Island, and distributed by Universal Pictures. So this movie came out on June 3rd. It came up against Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, one of Butler's favorite.
Is it the first one or the second one for the CG?
I don't know.
Yeah, who cares?
Is that? I thought it was called TMNT.
That's the CGI one that came out in like 2006. That was attached to the original three movies.
No, I think this is the second one because this is 2016. Do you remember a Turtles movie after that?
No, that's probably it.
Yeah.
That's probably the one with Krang and It was whatever. They're not good.
You also had Me Before You and Love and Friendship on the 10th of June. I think we saw this movie together. You had Warcraft, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oof. The Conjuring 2 and Now You See Me 2. Now You See Me 2 is not good.
I'm actually not a huge fan of Now You See Me.
I don't mind Now You See Me. Like, it was like, okay, I watched it. I'm good. But it's not a movie like, oh, I got to get this on Blu-ray.
Right.
Anything like that. And then when they made the second one, so obviously made money because you're not going to get a second one.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, it's got a lot of stars in it.
Yeah. Then you went on May 27th. You had This is the week before you had X-Men Apocalypse. Not good. And Alice Through the Looking Glass. And I don't even know if I saw that one. I know I saw the first one, which was the Tim Burton one. Did he do this one?
I think he did do this one as well.
I don't know if I saw this one.
Who cares? Those are really bad.
So you had two directors here. So I'm obviously, if you don't know about The Lonely Island, why don't you let everyone know about The Lonely Island?
Well, they're kind of like a comedy musical group formed by three friends. Andy Samberg, obviously, everybody knows Andy Samberg from SNL, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Hot Rod, and Popstar.
That's my stuff, but go ahead. That's fine. Go ahead. Keep going.
Then Jorma Taccone. I think his name is Taccone, not Taccone. And then Akiva Schaffer. And both the three of them formed The Lonely Island. Jorma and Akiva, I believe, were writers on SNL.
They were. And directed.
With Andy.
Who was on it.
Who was
yeah.
Obviously one of the performers.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call a Saturday Night Live actor. A performer, a star?
It's sketch performer, sketch comedy.
Yeah. So The Lonely Island, I mean, I'm sure if you've heard their songs, you've heard Everything Is Awesome in the Lego movie and stuff like that. So
they have a ton of videos.
Yeah. They're all like funny rap rock kind of hybrid songs.
Yeah. There's three friends doing what they do. And, they got a break on SNL and that just catapulted them to wherever they're doing right now.
Right.
So I thought that would be a lot easier than me just going through all their stuff. So that works for you. Well, obviously, Taccone is responsible for MacGruber, which we did a while ago.
Right.
Schaefer had directed Hot Rod, which you talked about. Sandberg's also on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the TV show. I think that's still going on, right? It just moved channels.
It moved channels to NBC because that's who produced it originally.
Right.
And they delayed their new season because of COVID and also all that police stuff.
Right.
So
they're going to address that, aren't they?
They are. That's why they threw out the first 6 episodes and they rewrote.
I don't watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I think you'd like it. It is good.
I don't know.
It's quick.
That's fine.
It's lighthearted.
Yeah,
it's a good quick watch.
I don't know. Maybe I would do it if you ever watched anything I recommended to you.
I'll get to The Expanse.
No.
I want to watch The Expanse.
No, you don't. Because here's the thing.
But
nobody I know watches this show, and I can't talk to anybody about it.
Dave watches The Expanse.
I can't talk to anybody that I really want to talk to about it.
I will. By the time this episode airs, I will have probably watched The Expanse for you, buddy. Update. It's 8 weeks later. I did watch The Expanse. I binged the whole thing in like no time at all. It's the best show ever. In fact, stop this podcast right now. Just stop it. It doesn't matter. Go watch The Expanse. Go watch The Expanse. It's the best show ever. And then have you tell 5 friends, and they're going to tell 5 friends, and then they tell 5 friends. And maybe instead of 1 more season, we get like 1,000 more seasons because The Expanse should never stop. It's the best show. It's on Amazon Prime. Just go on Prime. Go watch the show, The Expanse. Watch it. It's great.
Anyway, Sandberg's also in the more recently Palm Springs, which is up for a bunch of awards, Golden Globe Awards. So let's calm down.
I still have to watch that too.
It's okay. It's not bad, but I'm not really willing to just kind of give it the laurels like everyone else is. It's fine. Maybe I should watch it again. Maybe I'm just old fuddy duddy. Cinematography by Brandon Trost, who has done the Halloween 2 from 2009, the Rob Zombie one. He's done The Interview and Can You Ever Forgive Me more recently. Composer Matthew Compton, who's done the TV show Death Valley. He's also MacGruber in Palm Springs, obviously the connection there. Edited by 3 people. I don't know why. You had Craig Alpert, who did Knocked Up, The Campaign, and he's also doing, I guess, this Suicide Squad is called The Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad, the new one.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Jamie Gross, who did Booksmart, Game Night, and the documentary Murder Ball. Well, I'm wondering if, because the more experience with the doc.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
one's a documentary one.
Yeah,
and
this
the
is
other's
like a
music
mockumentary.
video.
Yeah. And then you had Stacey Schroeder, who has done Disaster Artist. She more recently Sonic the Hedgehog and the upcoming Cinderella. And you have the Lonely Island obviously produces as well, but you also had Judd Apatow and Rodney Rothman. Apatow produces all his own movies. He's done The Big Sick, Begin Again, and Heavyweights. More Heavyweights, I think, is one of his earlier ones. Rodney Rothman has won an Oscar for producing Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and he's also done Forgetting Sarah Marshall, among other things. So the cast we already talked about. Samberg's Connor. Owen is played by what'd you say, Tacone?
I think it's Tacone.
Yeah. Well, if we got it wrong, it's fine.
Sorry, Jorma.
They listen. Nobody listens to us.
Oh.
And then you had Schaefer playing Lawrence. So those are the three friends: Connor, Owen, and Lawrence. Connor for real. Sarah Silverman plays Paula. She is his PR, Connor's PR. Mm-hmm. She's in Battle of Sexes. There's Something About Mary and Evolution, amongst obviously her stand-up career. Tim Meadows is Harry. Harry is their manager, or yes, he's Connor's manager, but he was the Style Boys manager originally. He's in Mean Girls, The Ladies' Man, and more recently Hoobie Halloween, which was on Netflix. He's also obviously from SNL. Maya Rudolph plays Deborah with the origins of Deborah. She is from the way back, Bridesmaids, Inherent Vice, and obviously SNL. You can see the connection there. Joan Cusack as Tilly. She is Connor's mother. She's actually been nominated for 2 Oscars, which I did not know. One for Working Girl and the other for In and Out.
I also did not know.
I know, but they're great performances. So yes, well done. She's also in Arlington Road and Grosse Point Blank. Imogen Poots as Ashley, who is Connor's girlfriend, who then leaves him for Seal. She's in Green Room, 28 Weeks Later, and more recently Black Christmas. And then we had Chris Redd, who plays Hunter. What was his last name? Hunter. What was his? Not his last name, but his
stage name.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I totally blocked on it. He's in Joker, which I didn't realize, but I think it's like a smaller part. He's also he's on the upcoming TV show Kenan, I guess, coming out.
That's probably out by the time I
thought he did.
Edit this.
Yeah,
Hunter the Hungry.
That's right. Chris Redd is actually one of my favorite people in this movie. I think he's really funny, and he's also on SNL. He's actually on SNL now. And then you had a bunch of
so many.
There's so many cameos. There's so many people that are playing themselves within the music industry. But you had Will Arnett as the CMZ reporter in the cameo for there, and then you had Bill Hader as Zippy, who likes to flatline, a little F-line sesh, which I thought was funny. And then Will Forte's in this movie. He plays a bagpipe player. Did you see him?
Yeah.
Where?
I think he plays at the funeral for.
Is he in the background?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally missed it. Okay. All right. So then as I told Butler before this, there's not a lot of facts here.
No.
And I don't want this to devolve into us just doing quotes, but why don't you talk about maybe why you selected this? Let's start there. And then, because I know why it's forgotten, simply because it's funny and it's a box office bomb.
Right.
Obviously. But why did you want to put this movie on the list? I mean, movie's only like 5 years old. So it's really you need to validate this forgotten cinema movie.
Well, one, like we said, it was a bomb. Nobody watched this movie, and it is really, really funny. And I think I'm really surprised it was such a bomb considering The Lonely Island's popularity. But I think maybe people thought this movie was not just like a funny movie, but a joke in itself. Okay. So they didn't want to bother watching it, or it wasn't something movie wise. It's also not a summer release.
Yeah. June 3rd is a weird release. I don't know why. I mean, this is a movie that, I mean, not that you want to dump it, but
it's got no big stars for anybody over the age of no one, 45 plus.
Well, where would you put this movie then?
March, October, September. Something funny, but where it's got no competition.
Maybe
not
the end of
movies
August.
That came out were good.
Maybe the end of the summer.
That's true too.
Yeah, maybe that.
It's something to look forward to. It's something funny, but something that you're gonna bring your kids to Turtles, or you're gonna watch, Warcraft, thinking it's gonna be the next big fantasy movie, even though
that's the thing.
It wasn't good.
These movies that are around it, I know I can sit here and tell you that X-Men Apocalypse is terrible, but people wanted to see it.
X-Men,
people were looking to see it. Even like The Conjuring 2 was probably your biggest one the week after, because The Conjuring was such a huge hit.
Strangely enough, it was also probably the best out of the group that you
named. There's a third one coming, right?
Fourth one.
Is it a fourth? What's the third one?
I don't remember.
No, I thought the third one's coming to HBO Max.
Is it the third? I thought that's the fourth one. It could be the third one.
What's the third one?
They've had so many spinoffs now. I don't even know.
I don't know. I think you're thinking of Annabelle and Annabelle Creation.
Right, but I thought there was also a third, but I'm probably wrong.
No, I think the third one's coming. Yeah,
okay. But yeah, you're not watching, and those people the people that are watching The Conjuring are the people you are going to get to watch Popstar as well. That's that age group as well. So, and like horror and comedy usually have very similar groups of people. So I think that's a reason why it's forgotten. But it's I picked this and put it on the list because I think it's really, really funny. It's really well written. It's a really good satire on the music industry. The songs are well written and not kind of funny. They are funny. And because I enjoyed the experience of watching it with you, because back when the theater was more readily open and available and we worked more often, we would screen the movies every Thursday.
Right.
And
On the clock, baby.
Yes, well, for you, yeah. And then it became, what do we want to watch next Thursday?
Right.
I don't think we're going to watch anything. I was like, you don't want to watch Popstar? I don't really want to watch that.
Yeah.
And then we watched it. We were both laughing our asses off in the theater. So I remember having good memories of watching that movie. It's really funny. And I was like, this is a movie more people should watch if they like comedy, because it is really well done and really funny.
See, the thing is with Lonely Island, I don't have any experience with Lonely Island. And this is going to be where our age difference comes into play here.
Okay.
Because like I've never seen any of their videos. Now I know of them. I've seen parts of them. And I was looking through, like, obviously they have a ton of them.
Yeah.
My experience with them is through SNL, is through the shorts, the digital shorts that they
That's
did.
how they started with their digital shorts.
Right, I get that. So that's where my experience is with them. And I think this has a lot to do with, because do you even watch like MTV anymore for videos?
No.
Exactly.
I never really was a big music video guy anyway.
Right.
Because I felt like it took away from, although some of them are well done, it takes away from your experience of forming the video in your head, kind of.
But that's where I would have, if this, let's say they were around when I was your age, when they first hit. That's where I would have experienced
That's the other thing. You have no friends going, yo, you need to watch this video. It's so funny and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
There is no YouTube back then. There is no any of this stuff. So I think that's why I've never really kind of experienced any of that. So I knew of them. I knew of the digital shorts. I knew all that
Natalie
stuff.
Rap and stuff like that.
Yeah. That stuff is all funny, but that, and I don't even think I didn't like Hot Rod. Okay. And I know they did Hot Rod 2 as well. Like that was them, right?
They did Hot Rod 2?
No. I meant like Hot Rod, 2.
Yeah, they did Hot Rod, yes.
Yeah, so I wasn't a huge fan of that one. So maybe that's probably why too. So there was a lot going in that I'm not a huge Samberg guy. Yes, he's funny, but I just don't think he's as funny as a lot of people like. And that's fine. That's just about taste. That's
Right.
I still think Adam Sandler's funny at times. I know he's so terrible in certain, I get that, but that's just what you grow up with and what you kind of, who you think's funny and who you think's not funny.
Right.
But that's all. But it is funny. It's a funny movie. I just going into it, I wasn't anticipating liking it.
Right.
Okay. So that's probably why that was my hesitation and probably why I was pleasantly surprised that it was funny and stuff like that. But I don't know if they have such a big following, how does this movie not do better? Do you know what I mean?
I think their big following is YouTube people or, music. It's like, just stick to your thing. It's like they're known for music videos. So there might not be maybe a big carryover in terms of people who want to watch a movie.
Okay, I get that. But we're in an age now where you are given roles or you are given producer roles for shows that you want to do based upon your Instagram followers, based upon how your presence on social media. So these, maybe you think they're like, if you could even say this in the early 2000s, they're before their time.
They are before. I think they're before their time. Okay. Yeah. Because I was going to say that's now. That's the last 2 or 3 years. And, they might be popular and funny and stuff like that to my age group, but my age group is already too old.
Yeah.
They're already, and they're older than me. They're in their late 30s, early 40s, I believe. So,
I mean, I can't believe this movie couldn't do more than its budget.
I'd be shocked if this movie didn't do okay on video or on demand.
Speaking of that.
Oh, do you have that?
So funny you should say that. So this movie was released on Blu-ray and DVD on September 13th, 2016. According to Wikipedia, as of June 16th, 2017, which is almost a year, it made $1.1 million in home media sales.
Okay.
Now, I don't know since then. It's we're like 4 years removed from that.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it would keep making $1 million each year, but it made $1 million its first almost year.
Okay.
Now, streaming is not, it's funny because this is like 4 or 5, 6 years ago. And even now, compared to back then, streaming is so much different.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's really, I wonder if this movie had a June 3rd release date in the theaters and then July came out on streaming, you know what I mean? Or like, I wonder if it would perform better at home.
I think this would have performed great on Netflix for free.
Okay.
Well,
they would have to sell it to Netflix.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, but and this right now still isn't free streaming. You still have to rent it. So that's what I don't understand about, or not what I don't understand. I think somebody should put this movie on Netflix because I think if people had the chance to go, oh yeah, I like The Lonely Island, they'll watch it, but they're not going to pay, $15 to watch an 87-minute movie long, Lonely Island music video, which it's not. It's more than that.
Mm-hmm.
But people probably going into it are thinking it's just an extended Lonely Island music video.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
So I think because they put out.
There's tons of songs that aren't even in the movie.
I know that's like tons and tons of cut songs.
Yeah,
and then they just did on Netflix like a baseball
the short, the unauthorized,
yeah,
the Bash Brothers one, about Canseco and Mark McGuire. Yeah.
Which some of that was funny. It was really weird, but some of it was all right. But if they I'm surprised they haven't gone, hey, do you want Popstar, or somebody should sell you Popstar or something. But that's obviously not in their hands. I'm sure it's in the hands of Universal.
Well, this film was expected to gross $7 million its opening weekend, and it only grossed 4.6, obviously, or 4.7.
Right.
So
it was like Connor for Real's album.
Let's get into the movie a little bit. What do you like the most? What do you think is the funniest moment in this movie? How about that?
Oh, the funniest moment?
Yeah. I don't even know. Don't even ask me mine because I have no idea.
There are so many funny moments. I would say, I really like, obviously, when the fans are rushing his limo and he's talking about the boobs right there. These are awesome boobs. And then one of the fans puts his penis on the window and just starts wiggling it about, and Connor has to sign it. That's pretty good. But I think the bee moment, the moment with the bees.
I was just going to say the bee fight.
Is just so out of nowhere and so stupid. And I think that's probably the funniest moment.
So Butler's talking about Connor's upset about his album sales. So he wants to talk to his manager private. So they tell the cameras to put it down. So it's just black. And then you just see the words talking. And it's like, cause this really is like quiet. And all of a sudden, what's the stupid bee? And then all of a sudden all these bees attack him. He's like,
get the flamethrower.
Get the flamethrower. He's just like, oh, he's like, get marked. And oh my God, it's the queen.
The queen's like, tell me you guys got that. You told us to put the cameras down.
Yeah, that was funny. I like the tricycle when he's talking about the tricycle. He's like, what do you tricycle 3 wheels? What happens when you take away the third wheel? What do you get? You get a bicycle. Don't use that. That's not good. Let me ask you this question. Would you hire somebody to be your perspective manipulator, or would you in fact take a job as a perspective manipulator?
I knew you were going to ask me.
Well, you told me a while ago that we don't fight enough on the podcast, so I'm trying to.
You tall son of a bitch. I guess, like, if let's say you and I, let's say Forgotten Cinema blew up and we had to go do a red carpet together.
Well, we would be able to do it together.
I would absolutely have a perspective. Phil must be like 8'5". Look at Butler next to this 2-foot tall guy.
How stupid would that be if I have to like bend down? Hey,
exactly. What's going on, guys? I would just wear Robert Downey Jr. shoes.
What does he wear? Lifts?
Oh yeah, he's my height.
Oh come on, really?
Yeah.
When does he wear all the time?
What's this disappointment? Some people are short, Field. Get over yourself.
I get that, but why is it such a big deal? Like, who cares?
I don't know. His lifts are very obvious.
I mean, listen, I like it.
I'll be wearing lifts when I get.
I don't mind the attention when people need me to get stuff off the top shelf. That's fine.
I'm sure you don't. Coming from the perspective of a tall person, it's not that bad. Just be your own height, man.
It's weird because when you're tall, not when you're tall and you're in a crowd, I used to be like, why is everyone looking at me? And it's like, it's because you're popping out and everyone's just looking. Like, that's the thing they see. I
could never be a spy.
I always thought people were just like staring. I would always be like, what's that freaking dude staring at me? What the heck? And then I realized, like, oh wait, I'm tall.
You should just be winking at people.
No, that's weird.
Making them all
really? Then I'd be canceled like in 5 seconds.
I mean, the dudes that walk, just like wink at them, make them uncomfortable.
These days, I'd be canceled regardless. I wanted to ask you something. Speaking of the hypersensitivity of whatever, of the world.
Right.
The Not Gay song. Now, I think it's funny. Hang on. I think it's funny.
Right.
And it works.
Yeah.
It's very funny. But do you later on when looks like Matthew Modine in the mask,
he's got his makeup,
and he's talking about, oh, I just feel so great, and he says, oh, that song was so offensive. Do you think they put that joke in there to avoid people not understanding that the Not Gay song is specifically satirical and idiotic in the song in and of itself?
Oh, I don't think so.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Do you think they did?
I'm wondering. I'm just asking the question because I think you get enough in the video where people are just like staring at him like, what's his problem? Like, I get, like, that's where you get that moment where people's like, he's an idiot.
I think he's just realizing that his lyrics are terrible.
But like, I'm wondering.
So that's the song they chose.
But I'm wondering if offensive. I get it. But I'm wondering when he references it in the movie, is he doing that to? Is it to be funny? Because it's not a funny joke. It's okay. It's not one of the funnier jokes. Yeah. Or is he doing it so that we can be like, we can root for him? Or is he doing it so that the audience understands that we know that it's bad, like that kind of thing?
I think it's so we can root for him and also to understand that his lyrics are, because he needs to understand that he's the person who puts it all together, but he's not necessarily the person that does lyrics or the music.
That's understandable, but all their lyrics are ridiculous. Like they're all ridiculous.
You don't like these are the things in my
No. I'm saying they're all ridiculous in a good way. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're not none of it's serious.
I got you.
So
I think in this world, you're supposed to imagine that the lyrics are serious. Like, clearly, his popularity means that none of this is satirical in the world of Popstar.
I got you. I'm just curious. I really didn't have a hill to die on either way. I think the song is funny, and I think that, obviously it's stupid. Him saying at the bar, that's fine. We always talk about in comedies that even though because his comedy is pretty much a surrealistic comedy where it's a parody, it's everything's crazy. He's falling asleep on a Segway in the middle of the LA freeway. Like that kind of like that's yeah, like Seal getting attacked by wolves
is so good.
Yeah, that's all. That's but you do have to have moments where you have to make people feel for the characters, and I think they do that well. Definitely with Owen and him. The stuff with Lawrence is more comedic.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But the stuff with him and Owen, like when he makes him eat dog shit pancakes and he's just like, I could have told you to fuck off long ago and all that stuff.
You didn't know. You passed the test.
Yeah, like that stuff is good. And that stuff, you need that stuff there.
Right. You need to care about the character. You need something to latch onto. You need some kind of emotional core.
Yeah.
I really like the Seal scene now. I'm thinking about the Seal.
What, when he gets attacked?
When he attacks and he beats the first wolf.
Is that how you got those scars?
How do you think I got these stars? Fucking wolves. And then the other wolf just eats them.
That's not how he got those scars.
It is not, but it was still funny. And it's funny that they play along. I like Mariah Carey coming after Hunter.
Oh, you back? Oh, sorry. I like Hunter. I think Hunter's like, when he's trying to like, no, but if I did do that, I'd be the greatest ever. But maybe I did, but I didn't, but maybe I did.
And he got the crazy eyes the whole time.
And then like when they fight and when they're singing together, as long as like, yo, I did that.
It was me. And I love Tim Meadows' character in this.
Tim Meadows, when he slaps him.
When he slaps him. For some respect, Youngblood. Then he comes back like, oh my God. I thought Tony? Yeah. And he's like the lost member of Tony.
Tim Meadows is The Ladies' Man is not a great film. But it's okay. It's Tim Meadows is good.
He's the best part of The Ladies' Man.
No, I disagree.
Oh,
the best part of The Ladies' Man is when Will Ferrell's oiling up to wrestle.
Oh, that's good too.
Oh my God, I can't stop. I was like, oh yeah, let's just get him like. But Tim Meadows is good in Mean Girls. Like he's funny in that, and they don't. And when he's like, when in Mean Girls, when he's trying to have the conversation with everybody about, hey, let's talk to all the women, and they just start talking about their periods, and he's just like, all right, I cannot do this. But he's funny. I think he's a really good supporting character in any comedy. But I'd like to see him in other stuff too. But who cares? Yeah. He's doing what he's doing.
He's got a great couple episode arc in Brooklyn Nine-Nine where he comes back, and he's a good character as well.
Yeah. Well, they must be friends, or obvily.
I'm sure all the SNL crew seem to hang out because Maya Rudolph's in this.
Oh yeah, because I see Chevy Chase all the time with all the SNL.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's burnt his bridges.
Of course, yeah.
But Maya Rudolph's scene is funny.
Yeah, yep.
When she says the N-word, the heart drops the heart.
Oh, and they never. What's funny is you hear it in the background when she says it, but she says it, and then you hear like, oh, what heart are there? Like, but you never see them. You just hear it.
Deborah, this is great. It's Deborah. Oh, okay, Deborah. What's that from? I think it comes from the root Deborah.
Well, the scene that Mike's talking about is when they're taking Connor For Real's new album and putting it in all the Aquaspin appliances.
Like refrigerators and microwaves and toasters.
That's actually supposed to be a reference to when U2 did that. And when U2 added their album to all the iTunes accounts without people's permission. Right. So that's supposed to be a reference to that. And I guess another reference is it's really a quick moment, but the onstage breakup of the Style Boys when they're fighting is supposed to be is similar to a real life incident between Glenn Frey and Don Felder from the Eagles in the 80s in the 1980s.
Oh, really?
So it's supposed to be kind of like that. I don't know if it's exactly that, but
it's supposed to be a riff on that.
Yeah. And the only other fact note I have here is the shots of the crowds are mainly from One Direction concerts.
I was wondering how they got some of the shots.
I don't know about when they came around and they're on stage. They must have just filled the front, but everything else is just One Direction. Maybe not the one where he's like, oh, the one in the back, and there's that one dude in the back.
I wonder if that's how they got Simon Cowell. Because he's One Direction's producer.
Oh, maybe.
So maybe he was like, all right, yeah, you can use that.
Well, they're clearly at his house. They're clearly just at his...
They're probably friends with everybody they have on the thing. So I had wondered if they had played the final song at the Grammys and they just used it in the movie or not.
Well, you can tell when they are behind them on the stage at the end of the movie, they're not there. You know what I mean? Like they're putting them in there.
Right.
And they do show like shots of people within the crowd at the Grammys, but obviously it's stock footage. You can tell it's not real, but everything front facing is obviously them on stage and they just filter in the stage in between. So yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that makes a lot more sense then. There's no way they're going to get a $20 million budget. You're not going to get all those people in there.
Well, that's why I wondered if they just kind of appeared or it was their guest appearances on certain things.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
That was funny when he looked up at the crowd as that one guy. Yeah, you go, Connor, for real.
So I mentioned that Will Arnett plays the CMZ dude, which is supposed to be, this is all supposed to be TMZ, and they're making fun of TMZ. I didn't think that stuff was funny. Not as funny. I thought it was people trying to be funny. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that was the kind of a different kind of comedy than I enjoy. That's very similar to the kind of comedy that Eric Andre does. Okay. And he's obviously one of the CMZ guys. And I'm not a huge fan of Eric Andre's comedy. I know a lot of people are.
What's his comedy like different?
Just really bizarre. Like the scene where they all laugh and he's laughing and he's laughing too much and he goes way overboard with the laugh. That's kind of what he does his entire show.
Yeah.
And he's got Hannibal Buress on it, which I really like Hannibal, but it's just, it's not my kind of comedy.
It's just not, it's like I said, it seems more like, hey, let's see how funny we can be.
Right. I mean, they are doing a good riff on it. I mean, that's exactly what the TMZ show is.
I got you. It's I'm not saying it's not funny. It's just, it's not the funniest thing in the.
Right. I agree.
I think after this podcast, I think I'm going to try to fit in an F-line sesh. Did I shit my pants? No, it was not this time.
The one thing in this movie I thought could have been a little bit expanded on, or I thought would have had more to do with the movie, is Connor for Real's mom.
Okay.
I really thought Joan Cusack would have more to do in there. Like he brings her up like he's disappointed in what she's doing because obviously she wants to live vicariously through him. She's going to the party. She's doing cocaine. She's partying too much, trying to live the life that she wanted to have. And I really thought that would come back in the movie and it never does.
Yeah, she's not in it that long. Joan Cusack's not in this movie that long.
She's got that one scene and that's it.
You would think that she would pop in at the end when he goes back home to lick his wounds almost.
Right.
And she doesn't. And then he finds out that because his turtle, he always assumed that his turtle was given to him by his mother, but it was given to him by his two friends. And then he has that realization that, they've always been there for him. But then they kind of glossed over it because they never really say like, well, if that's the case, then your mother's not a good influence at all. And she just, you know what I mean? Like I think
you get that because even when he's having his meltdown, she's touring with Fall Out Boy.
But you never have any kind of moment where he either comes to terms with that, tells her off, reconciliation. Yeah, I think you're right. I think now this movie's 87 minutes long, so maybe they had it and it didn't fit and it kind of dragged it a little.
I mean, I like that it's the fact that it runs at a really nice pace, so that probably would have dragged it down. I'm just surprised they had that at all then.
It's what's funny is that turns the Paula character, Sarah Silverman's character, usually in movies like this, the PR person is like, I'm thinking Debbie Mazur from Entourage is like, no ball. Like they're just always at it. They don't care. They have no scruples. They're just all about, getting things done.
Yeah. Or the character from The Boys.
Right. They don't have any kind of emotional attachment to the people that they're working with because, to be fair, most PR people don't have just one client, but every time you see these movies, they do.
Yeah.
So that turns her into almost the surrogate mother character and the sympathetic character. So where she's a good influence on his life. She takes him out and makes him go see Owen play. She's cheering for him when the Style Boys get back together. So it's funny because it turns, you kind of ignore the mother character and turn her into a negative, but you never see her on screen. So people really don't reflect it that much. Plus, again, this is a comedy. So who cares, but that turns another character who is normally somebody who is in the movie like this, the bad guy person or the bad influence, and turn them into a positive influence. So it's interesting how that worked out.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a nice different turn.
Exactly. And that could be more like what they experience, as, people in the business themselves. Maybe I think they like their PR person.
I think it's a trope, or it's an easy thing to have the PR person be a negative. Like there's always like the producer's always a jerk. The producer's always, or
the manager is
the manager is stealing money from you.
Which in this case, he's like a father figure to
right. That's the thing. Well. Like there's always those. This movie does one thing where it doesn't use those typical tropes of these are the bad people in the business.
Snakes in the grass. Yeah.
Right. Which is a nice,
Change of pace.
yeah, a nice change of pace.
There really is no villain in this movie other than Connor's attitude and his reluctance to accept.
He's got low
who he is
self-esteem
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that you're right that there's nobody Henry obviously takes on Hunter and says, well, it's just business. But I mean, that's not really, other than that's just disappointing to Connor. It's not really backstabbing or being the villain.
Well, all that stuff has to happen to Connor in order for him to
Fully break down. And,
right. And it's a mockumentary too. So it's part kind of doc. It's not really your traditional 3-act story.
Mhm.
It's not a fictional narrative. It's a different animal per se. So you have leeway to not have to worry about
An antagonist.
too much.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Like one of the things that when I was watching this was a lot of people referenced, I was looking at the critic reviews, was this a Spinal Tap? I don't know if you've ever seen this as Spinal Tap. I actually put it on. It's on HBO Max. So I was watching. I fell asleep. But I was watching the first half hour of it, and I was just trying to kind of gauge similarities. I think really just the similarity of, I think This Is Spinal Tap is more about the whole business and the band in the business, and less of like this movie's more about 3 friends.
Yes.
In a business, which is probably very relevant to the 3 of them, because this is probably, they use a lot of probably experiences on their own. And none of these songs I'm sure they probably came up with a long, long time ago.
It was probably easy because, we put it on this or we use it on an album.
Right. So I think that's probably what Popstar has an added benefit of. If you have 3 people in the lead that are basically, this is their story almost, obviously to heightening event.
Way heightened.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think they're wearing that helmet with the light and the sound.
Megatron, Optimus Prime's dick. Don't you want to be like Optimus Prime? They're not his dick. And it makes the War of the World sound.
Yeah. Why does it make that sound? I don't even know. I love when Connor's gets his clothes taken from him. He's naked on stage, and Owen's like, "Oh, I got you, Connor. I got a beat." And he's trying to play something, but he can't figure it out. So he plays his audiobook, starts playing the whole concert. Because his whole thing is he has all this equipment. He goes, I got this board right here. This is a legit, this board.
My first synth.
Yeah. And he goes, oh, so you use all that during the show? No, I got this iPod.
Everything's on here.
Everything's on it. The whole show. And a bunch of sick audio.
Yeah, because when he takes him to visit Lawrence, or he's like, oh man, you dropped that beat just at the right time. He's like, yeah, thanks. It's like,
so what was your favorite song in the movie?
I think the Not Gay song I like the most. The opening song was the Adam Levine one, right?
Yeah. Whereas holograms are.
What are the other? I know the Obama one, the Bin Laden one. I like it, but it's just
Mona Lisa.
I like the opening. I like how he just talking about like how she's looks like a garbage pail kid, like that stuff. Yeah. No, I think the Not Gay song. I thought that was funny. Why? What's your favorite song?
Probably the Mona Lisa song.
You don't like the España song?
I went there. It's like they all have a. What does he say?
They all pronounce. I went to Spain and they all pronounce their S's like TH, like yeah. And he's just You didn't like the ending song, the song that brings them together. It's the
song that brings them together is funny too. I like that. That's more typical Lonely Island.
Oh, that song?
That song, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I like that. And he's got the Michael Bolton in the background.
Yeah.
It's very similar to, they had Michael Bolton do their Pirates of the Caribbean song where they're trying to do a real song, but Michael Bolton has just watched Pirates of the Caribbean. So when he's doing his bridge, he can't help but sing about Captain Jack Sparrow when they're trying to sing about putting your lady to bed. So he does the whole plot of Pirates of the Caribbean. So that's pretty good. I forgot about that. That is good.
What, the end song?
The end song, yeah.
I mean, I think the Bin Laden song is better than that song.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah. It's always like that. The end, like the song that's supposed to be the final, the final song is never as good as the other ones. Like even in Bill and Ted, like the song that
God gave rock and roll to you.
The song they sing, it's like a ballad, and you're just like,
That's a song that unites the world.
But not really.
Not really though.
I mean, if you
Kind
watch
of a bummer.
Face the Music's got a different song there, pal.
I know. It's not about the music though. It's about the fact that the whole world is playing. Spoiler alert.
Oh, okay. I like that movie.
I like that movie too.
Yeah.
I do like when Schaefer's character Lawrence goes off and does his own solo thing, and he's singing about the things in his Jeep.
Yeah.
You don't get the full song, and then you cut to like his solo career didn't take off because you cut to Questlove going. Yeah, I didn't really connect to that song because I didn't have those things in my Jeep. I thought that was really good. They get a lot of these people to like start saying, like Usher admits, like, I started dancing because of the style. Like that's how his career started. I think those moments are really, really good and add to the movie. And then I like Justin Timberlake's role.
Oh,
as Tyrese.
Cut those carrots slower or softer.
He's singing. Nobody wants to hear you sing. Leave it to the professionals. And at the end, he's the fish.
Yeah.
It was me. I was the fish.
But we know he wasn't the fish. I mean, come on.
No,
that was just
there's no way. Yeah. You had me for one day.
Exactly, because he's in the same spot.
Yeah,
he's like, okay, let's just shoot this part and move on.
Although I do love when he goes, I really enjoy when he likes my food. And he's watching through the window of the door and watching him eat a carrot. He's like, gives the thumbs up. Yes.
Who bought his horrible horse pick for $11.50?
Oh, I don't even know. This is my best picture. This is pretty much the exact horse. I got the original somewhere. I can show you. Clearly, these aren't the right colors. This is like a green and a red. The horse was not this green and red. I do like when he's got the Matthew Modine mask though, and then Owen says, "You look like Jason Segel." And he goes, "Yeah, and he takes off the glasses and does the weird head bob. I'm really looking for Sarah Marshall." Good movie though. Good movie.
Is it though?
I like Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Do you not like it?
No, not a fan. Who directed
That's
that?
why we don't do comedy movies.
What? Because I don't like it? Because it's not as funny?
I don't think you like a lot of comedy movies.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I supposed to like the ending of the movie where I have to listen to a vampire puppet song?
You don't like the vampire puppet song?
I don't think it's as funny as everyone thinks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Did Judd Apatow direct that?
He produced it. I don't know if he did direct it.
I don't want to look it up.
Yeah.
Hey Siri. Who directed? Hang on! Shut up! Who directed Forgetting Sarah Marshall? Oh, it's telling.
Shut up.
Hey Siri. Who directed Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Which Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
There's two of them? Nicholas Stoller.
Okay. This podcast brought to you by Apple.
Hey Apple. We don't like sharing information either.
Yeah, we believe privacy is important.
Yeah. All right, we're done, right?
Hold on.
Yeah, comedies are tough to do here on the show because it's really just us talking about how much we think they're funny. And it's really tough to break them down.
Well, that's the thing. It's either us breaking down why it's funny or us breaking down why it's not funny.
Yeah.
And no one wants to listen to an episode where we talk about why a movie's not funny. Although we have done that with other movies already.
Well, those audience choice.
Yep.
How come we haven't seen another one? Not another Popstar, but how come we haven't seen another movie by these guys?
I think that might be what the Bash Brothers movie was supposed to be.
I don't see why.
It's like a beginning of maybe them trying to get back into it.
I don't see why they can't get a deal with one of these streaming sites
Well, that's what
to
I'm
do
saying.
whatever movie they want to do, well, on a small budget, and just put it out there.
Like, this movie costs $20 million.
$20 million.
Probably because all the sets and stuff for the concerts is probably pretty expensive.
I mean,
And a lot of guest
you don't
stars.
have huge. I mean, you think they paid all those cameos?
I think some of them were probably friends with some. Mariah didn't do it for free. I can't see Mariah Carey.
So you're saying, like, okay, let's maybe like a certain. Okay,
Let's say 50% friends, 50% paid,
right, okay.
and then the concert stuff.
Well, the concert stuff that the front. Oh yeah, maybe. The locations. Yeah, I guess their salaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably most of the budget. But yeah, no way you can't do this on Netflix for maybe 15, 10.
Yeah.
I'll just put it on net. I'm sure this would do much better as a free movie on Netflix than it did in theaters. This would probably be pretty popular on Netflix if it came out. And people were like, oh, yeah, I'll definitely watch that for free.
Well, granted, Samberg is on Brooklyn Nine-Nine right now. So let's say Brooklyn Nine-Nine ends, which will probably soon.
Well, this was in the middle of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
No, I know that. I'm saying they just did he just did Palm Springs, which was him and I don't think all of them were together, but pretty much their crew.
Yep.
If after Brooklyn Nine-Nine ends, I wouldn't be surprised if like you see the Lonely Island sign up to Netflix or Hulu, and it's like a 5-picture deal, like similar to what like Sandler does. So like he just he re-upped with Netflix. And you could say all you want about Adam Sandler about how he's not funny, he's not this. His movies do well on Netflix.
Except that he's not funny. It's his Netflix movies aren't funny.
But they do well on Netflix. They all do well
because again, he might be samey, but he's still Adam Sandler. You still want to watch it because you still want to root for him and hope it's going to be good, and you don't have to pay anything.
But they're not 100% terrible. There's stuff in there that's funny.
That Western one is
that's a long time ago. Did I see that one? But it's not just his movies too. It's like the one that Spade did was him. What was it, like the wrong Molly or the wrong
something like
Missy
that?
Something like that.
That was
he produced it, so that's part of that.
Oh, I didn't know that was part of that contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I watched that one, and it's got some funny stuff in it.
Was the one with Jennifer Aniston? Did that count?
Yes.
The murder mystery one?
Yeah, that
counted as one of them. Okay,
and they're doing that again. They're doing a sequel.
Oh, that one was not bad.
But here's the thing.
But that one wasn't supposed to be an Adam. So he just kind of.
But everybody crapped on him for doing. Oh my God, he's starting to live. What's he doing? Everyone crapped on him, and it's like, yeah, you're not saying that anymore, are you? Because he knew what he was doing. He was smart.
I mean, they're still saying that, but yes, he is smart about that.
They can say that all he wants. He. It's not like, listen, he can turn around and just do an Uncut Gems with somebody else, and then all of a sudden oh my God, Adam Sandler's so great. Adam Sandler's so great. Like that's the thing. He can go pick a movie role that he wants to do that's more dramatic.
Well, yeah,
and go do it, and then make his boatload of money and laugh everyone else to the bank as he's just basically going on vacation for all his movies with all his friends.
It's not about having money. It's about going on vacation with his friends.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, nothing.
So you're telling me that if me and you sign a deal with Netflix to do like 8 movies and it's just us messing around doing a bunch of movies that we love, you're not going to be mad about that?
I'm not going to love that.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's saying like Adam Sandler didn't make out. Like, oh, that's a great deal. It's just because I don't like those movies doesn't mean anything.
But
I'm not going to crap on him for it.
My whole point was that
a great deal.
I wouldn't be surprised if The Lonely Island follows that as well.
No, I think so. I think maybe that Bash Brothers thing was like them testing the waters.
Right.
It was also really weird.
See, the one thing you don't have on Netflix right now or Hulu or anything, you don't have like mini channels. So you don't have like a section where like you can just go to like a Lonely Island section on Netflix,
right?
Where you would get all their music videos and then all their movies and everything's. It's not that that's not the only place you can get them, but they've collected them for you. Kind of like with Spotify, where you have, if you want to listen to a band like Weezer or Nirvana or something like that, they have that thing that's like, this is Nirvana, this is Weezer. You just listen, all their songs are right there.
Yeah.
You never have that on these other streaming sites, but you can with this talent.
Right. Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what's going to happen, but I don't know. We're pontificating about the future. Who knows? So get ready for the Forgotten Cinema section on Netflix. Oh, sorry, Andrew. All right. So that's Popstar. Mike, why don't you let everyone know where they can find us?
It's the end of our 100th episode already?
I was going to do that after.
Okay. You can find us on ForgottenCinemaPodcast.com. You can also find us at ForgottenEntertainment.com because we are part of the Forgotten Entertainment family, which includes a multitude of great podcasts that you should check out. We're also available on the social medias at either Forgotten Cinema or Forgotten Cinema Pod, depending on where you go. Check us out. We post every weekday. We have awesome, fun commercials that are also stupid and fun, just like Popstar, every Thursday. I wonder what we'll do for this. We're going to have to do another music video.
Oh, no. Don't make me sing. Yes. I'm going to have to go get voice lessons.
We'll rap.
I'm going to have to get voice lessons. Yeah, that's what they need. 2 white guys rapping. That's another thing we need to do.
Oh, the Beastie Boys rap?
Yeah, we're not really. We're not the Beastie Boys. We're not them.
You don't know. We haven't even tried. Anyway, that's where you can find us. Let us know what you think about our episodes. Rate, review, and subscribe. Email us at ForgottenCinemaPodcast@gmail.com. Right?
ForgottenCinemaPod@gmail.com. Jesus, I can never suck at this.
ForgottenCinemaPod@gmail.com, and let us know what you want us to do. I mean, we're not necessarily going to get to it right away, but we'll put any suggestion on our list and we'll get to it in time.
Well, that is a wrap on episode 100. Congratulations. Congratulations, Butler.
I should have gotten one of those like things.
Well, you do edit this. You can also just add that sound effect in.
Oh my God.
Doofus. So we're going to start our next 100 episodes with episode 101 next week, where we're going to 1994. Talk about a Kevin Costner movie known as The War.
Never seen it. Never even heard of it.
Excellent. That's what I like. And I'm sure because it's in the 90s, we probably never can find it. So that's fantastic as well.
This is going to be another shoot to kill situation.
Well, Shoot to Kill is royalty free. That's why we're able to get it on YouTube.
If
But
this ends up on YouTube, it's going to be in like 18 parts, and I'm going to be missing part 17.
we should be able to get this. We should be able to get this. Somebody please bring back video stores so we can rent these movies.
There's a Blockbuster in like Wyoming or something.
That's a little bit too far for me.
It's a little bit.
So I mean, we can't really uproot the podcast out to Wyoming because then we talk about steers and stuff like that, right? Are steers out there? I don't know what's going on. All right, that's next week. The War. Thanks for listening. I'm Mike Field.
No, I'm Mike Butler.
This has been Forgotten Cinema, episode 100.
Woo!